Hello, I'm Matt.
Hey out there, I'm Kristen. Welcome to The Nightly from Hatch, a slumber party for pop culture lovers. Matt, how are you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, did you notice that I switched up my intro there? It's the first time ever that I've said hello. Ever.
What do you say, all right? Or...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just a peek behind the curtain. The producer said that for the last sort of 18 months I've been saying all right, and apparently that was confusing for some people because it's a strange greeting over in the States.
And for those of us in the States who might not know what that greeting means, what does it mean?
It's all-encompassing, really. It's hello, how's things, but just all right. And then there's no need to respond then either. Whereas if you ask someone how they are, you're in great danger of opening yourself up to a full-on conversation there that could be difficult and hard work. All right, it's just a lot easier.
So you're not asking a question. You're not saying, you all right? How's it going?
Absolutely not. Very rhetorical.
Absolutely not. So I should not ever respond with, thanks for asking. The thing is, let me tell you about what I just went through this morning. But how are you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right, Kristen. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely fine. And just to be clear, as I always would with you, Kristen, if I was saying, how are you or how are you doing? I mean that. It's just for that, you know, when you pass someone in the supermarket or something, you think, I don't really want to get stuck into a conversation here. It's where I'd use it normally. But for you, yeah, no, genuinely curious, and I like to know you're doing well. So yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
All right.
There we go.
Is that the wrong answer to say in response? How am I doing?
No, that was perfect.
I'm all right. Yeah. Let's just shut this down right now. No.
Yes. It's been a really fun one anyway. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And,
have a great
we'll
night, everybody. Go to sleep. No. I do love talking about different cultural language differences, though. Jaquise and I talk about that a lot since we're both Midwestern, and there's certain things that he and I both say that maybe the rest of the U.S. or the rest of the world that we don't hear outside of the Midwest and so on. So it's great to hear from you for any of the listeners who've been wondering this whole time, like, why doesn't Matt say hello? Now we know why.
Yeah, because I'd never even considered it as a thing until it was very recently mentioned. And I was like, what? It's been such a long time. Like, how many people have I confused?
It's funny because we all ostensibly speak English, but just not quite the same English.
Some better than others.
Yeah, as you know, Matt, my in-laws are in New Zealand, and even 10 plus years later of having them as my in-laws, there are still things that I realize, oh, I've been misunderstanding what you've been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying something else entirely.
Yeah, because sometimes you can get it with the sort of intonation of it, you understand the vibe of it. Like I used to work with some New Zealanders, and they'd call me an egg from time to time. It's not a widely used insult over here, but you get with the context of the rest of the sentence that it's probably quite a disparaging thing to say to somebody.
Yeah, New Zealand insults. Oh God, I don't know if this is widely used in New Zealand, but I've heard it a few times in certain parts of New Zealand to call somebody a pineapple. Again, I don't know if that's widely used across New Zealand or just in certain parts, but I'm like, that's not a bad thing to be called. That's sweet and delicious.
Yeah, they're all very food-based, aren't they, the insults?
Yeah.
Strange, but yeah, very satisfying.
Matt, now that we've caught up with each other, I think we should play one of our favorite slumber party games. Let's play a round of Would You Rather.
I like it. Why not?
Okay, this is going to be a tough one for both of us because we both love both of these things, books and TV. We both love them. So would you rather read your books only one single chapter at a time or have to watch TV only one episode per week?
Ooh.
Now, feel free to ask any clarifying questions, dig into it with me.
I have got one straight off the bat there. When you say one episode per week, is that I'm only allowed to watch one episode of one show every week? So I can't watch multiple episodes of different shows every week?
I'm going to say you can watch multiple episodes of...
But just one episode of multiple shows?
Yes, exactly. So like the old-fashioned network TV days where you had to wait until whatever it was, Monday night for Lost to come on, or Thursday night for Survivor to come on, the old network era. And that's what you watch. It's too bad if you missed it. That's what you get. So we're going to go back to those days, 1 episode per week, no binge TV.
I'm quite nostalgic for that as a concept. I do quite miss having something to look forward to on a weekly basis rather than just banging it all out. We've spoken before about Married at First Sight.
Yes.
I think part of the reason that I watch that is just because it becomes part of the routine, doesn't it? Because it's a every night kind of show, or Monday to Sunday to Wednesday or whatever it is.
4 nights a week, or at least it was when I was watching with my mother-in-law in New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But it's just nice to have, you think, oh, I'll get home and watch that later, or watch that when I get in. I am quite nostalgic for the 1 episode a week. And with the books, I love reading. I'm not great at it just because I always, like, when's your biggest reading time, Kristen? When do you sit down and read the most of a book?
Okay, so this might not count as reading to some of the folks out there, but I try to go on a nice long walk every morning and listen to a book. And so, do you count listening to books as reading books, Matt?
I personally would.
Okay.
I think that still counts. You're still taking in the information, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I listen to my books at roughly 1.5 speed. That way it keeps the energy up as I'm doing my brisk walk around the park or whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm walking. And then that's most of my reading for the day. And then here and there, I'll do a little reading. I'll read before bed a little bit, but yeah, when I'm reading in the park, I don't want to just read 1 chapter. Like, oh, great. I just listened to 5 minutes of a book. Now I'm listening to nothing for the next hour.
See, I feel like I would answer this differently if I go through phases of being really good at audiobooks, and I'll put one on in the car and I'll listen to the whole thing over the course of a couple of weekends. I'm not in that at the moment. I'm very much just music and that's it at the minute. But I don't know, with normal reading, the problem is I use it as a sort of sleep aid. I put my hatch on with the dimming light and I will read as the light dims. And then once the rainfall starts, that's it, book down, going to sleep. I rarely read a full chapter. I should probably extend that period out and that would help.
That actually sounds like a perfect bedtime routine, Matt. That sounds perfect.
Do you know what? It really works. It's the first time I've ever got into a routine that I stick to, like, religiously. It's just part of the furniture now. And I've never had that with a bedtime routine before. Hotel visits aside. But you know what? I think even though I could obviously get by with reading less than a chapter a night, I think I'd still pick the TV just because I like the idea of having that serialized thing to look forward to. Stranger Things, that the finale of that, they had that on in cinemas over here.
Oh, really?
So you could go and watch the final episode on the day that it came out. Yeah. And I thought that's a great idea, like making it more of an occasion again. So everyone's talking about the same thing, because that's so rare now, isn't it?
Yeah. And I used to love that. I used to love after an episode aired or everybody watching together. Like, I remember when the finale of the first American season of Survivor was on and people would get together to watch it. Oh, come to my house and watch it. Or bars or restaurants had TVs on. And those big TV event moments, they only happen occasionally now. Like, at least in the States, it's like Super Bowl, Oscars, World Cup, Olympics. Only a few things attract that communal experience of viewing together. So,
yes.
Yeah. I think I agree with you on this one. I think I'm going to choose 1 episode a week, but with the caveat, every week there has to be that 5-minute recap in the beginning saying, last week on.
Yes. Because that's annoying, isn't it? They still do that on the shows that you binge watch. It's just getting in the way, isn't it? Because you don't actually need it there. But I would love to go back to a time where that is a necessity. I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully a lot of other people join us in this decision to only have 1 episode per week so we can have that communal experience you were talking about, Matt. We can get together and all watch the finale or talk about what we saw last night on TV.
I would absolutely love that. So that is final answer. That's what I'd go with. 1 episode a week.
Let's try another one and see if we're on the same page on this one. Would you rather bring back Tumblr circa 2013 or Vine?
Ooh.
For listeners who may not remember Vine, Vine was pre-TikTok. Just make a, 6 or 12 second video on a loop that just loops over and over again.
It was 6 seconds, I think, yeah.
6 seconds. And then Tumblr was just like a bulletin board almost, where people would post images with sometimes little captions and so on. That's kind of how I think of Tumblr from that era. Would you describe it that way, Matt?
I never used Tumblr.
Okay.
I barely used Vine, but I watched all the videos, maybe like on YouTube or something later down the line. Were you big into either of them?
I wasn't big into either of them. I think I made a couple of Vines and I watched some Vines. Tumblr, I would every once in a while end up on Tumblr, and I don't know how I would end up there, and I'd be like, oh yeah, there's an image of that, or that's a funny cartoon of that, or this is a cute picture of a dog, whatever people would put up on Tumblr back then. And it was cute. It was like living in a college dormitory where there was a bulletin board. People are just posting pictures of everybody who lives in the dorm, like, here's Mary and her cat, or here's a picture of Jeff's hometown or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if that's a fair comparison, but it just is kind of like everybody's here and posting little pictures that say who they are is how I think of it back then.
Yeah, Tumblr never really got into it. It was sort of on the periphery for me. Like I was aware of it, but never did it. Whereas Vine, there's still videos that were originally posted on Vine that I will still watch now because
Really?
they still make me laugh. I think that it's such a funny length of time, 6 seconds. It's so just like smash and grab, not a great deal of context to anything. And I find that just makes everything so much funnier. I still think there's a gap in the market for it, to be honest, which is wild to think now that, with TikTok and everything, that people watched and made 6 second videos. That's a real skill to condense into that. I think it's straight off the bat. I think it'd have to be Vine. I still find it funny. Yeah. What about you? Are you leaning either way?
This is definitely our tiebreaker then, because I'm going to say Tumblr. I want to see people's goofy pictures and cartoons and whatever it is they're posting. And I like the wholesomeness of it. I'm not saying all of Tumblr 2013 was wholesome. Some of it absolutely was not. But there is something about it that just also crosses over, I don't know, in my soul with Reddit a little bit. And I am an avid Reddit person. I do go onto Reddit whenever I want to look at TV recaps or just cute animal pictures or whatever. Reddit's really useful for those things. Yeah, I'm going to do Tumblr so I can have access to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
I would love to go back to a time where it is literally just, you want cat pictures, have cat pictures.
Yeah. And again, we know it's not always like that in 2013, but it is definitely more like that than it is right now.
For sure. Yeah. Definitely. It's worked out well.
It has. And now, after all of that, I'm feeling ready for bed. How about you?
Same. Yeah, I think it's about that time, isn't it?
Yes. So have a great night, Matt. Sweet dreams.
Night, Kristen.